Hi, today's video will go over some Windows 10 general maintenance tips. Okay, this is going to be a Windows 10 fresh install, and I'll be installing all the programs necessary. You may have some of them, you may not, so this will show you the full process. So if you can open Internet Explorer and go to ninite.com, N-I-N-I-T-E.com, it'll have most of the applications that we're looking for here. It's a little bit easier way to install them. Going to want Google Chrome if you don't already have it and to be using it. It's a little safer. And here we're going to want to get Glary's Utilities, which is going to allow us to do some maintenance, and WinDirStat. WinDirStat will help us locate where some of our excess files are, in case you have some extra hard drive space going on. Alright, it's just right above Glary Utility there. It took me a second to find it. Okay, there's other applications that you may want to install for your particular setup. For our sake, we're going to get Bitdefender, which is not offered through here. It's a little bit easier for the average user to understand what exactly is happening. So we're just going to go through Ninite, fully downloaded, say yes to the install. You can see here Google Chrome is downloading. The other ones are waiting to download, once that's finished. In the meantime, while Ninite is installing those programs, we'll go to Google real quick and we'll get Bitdefender free. They offer a free and paid edition. And again, I think it's just a little bit easier and a little bit more simple to understand than Avast. Let's just check on this. It's installing. It looks like the other applications have finished downloading already. Select free download here. Be sure you select the free edition here. It'll be the one right there, no thanks. I want to download Bitdefender antivirus free. I selected yes here, but actually we don't want to run and install the antivirus while we're about to run these programs. You may have an antivirus installed and running right now, and that's not a problem. But for the sake of this demonstration, it's going to just slow down the video a little bit. So you're going to see when it comes up to the screen, I'm actually going to cancel out of the installation of Bitdefender. For right now, you wouldn't want to be doing a scan while you're doing the virus cleanup and some general maintenance tasks. It'll just slow it down a lot, so you just do them in sequence. I'm going to finish installing Chrome here, and we'll jump into Glary Utilities as soon as it's ready. Okay, Glary Utilities is done. Ninite is done. Alright, you can see we'll clean up the install file so we're not leaving a mess. It's in the downloads folder. You can see how we got there. And let's jump into Glary Utilities right away. Alright, you can see the boot time here. On this machine it's over a minute, which usually means something's running a little slow with the machine. You can just select no thanks here on the pop-up. This particular machine is very low on resources, so that's to be expected. But on your average machine, you should see it a little bit quicker. So let's enable disk repair and trackers eraser, and automatically repair once we're scanning. Now, because this is a newer install, I actually just started the tutorial a couple of times and removed some of the programs. You're going to see a much less amount of errors. You're going to see some installs here from, I guess, Google Chrome and things like that. When I previously tried to make this tutorial. But for the most part, it's going to run very quickly and you're not going to see a lot. It'll be pretty slow on your machines. So we're going to go into Optimize and Improve under Advanced Utilities. Oh, I'm sorry, let's go to the Uninstall Manager first. We have a batch uninstall option here. Again, because this machine is relatively clean, you're really not going to see a lot, but the important thing to see is that you can select multiple options here and not have to be clicking through them constantly. So this can be very helpful. Quarterly maintenance type of thing. Alright, we're going to check real quick. You'll see some of the things it's found. It's cleaning them up. A lot of things are no problems because, again, fresh install, barely updated. And we don't want to be doing the updates to Windows 10 right now while we're cleaning. I find sometimes it will reboot on you if you don't change the setting real quick. So, we can just do that at the end, get some of these processes out of the way and scan disks done first, and then we'll do the Windows operating system updates. For the most part, most people have it set to do it automatically. So this will be the Windows defragment window. This is what a lot of people are familiar with. If you go into the advanced utilities and optimizations, there's a disk defragment option, second one down from the top. And for the most part, my disk is not that fragmented, so you're not going to see too much. And it'll happen pretty quickly here. We'll just wait for it to finish up. Your case, again, it might be a lot longer, possibly half an hour, possibly longer, depending the amount of information that they have and things like that. Okay, it looks like it finished up here. Looks like it says defragmented. Okay. Just a second. Alright, defragmented. Let's close out of there. Now you're going to see registry defrag, force from the bottom. Now you're going to see in both these cases we shouldn't have any applications open. And in fact, because this is a fresh install, it doesn't even want me to go forward with the registry defrag. This option is normally not even available to the Windows utilities. Most of what this program is doing is there's utilities built into Windows that can do it, but this one will bundle it all up to make it a little bit easier to maintain. We'll close out of here because it says it does not require the defragment. And you'll just see there's a couple other options that are available. For the most part, you're not really going to need them. Check disk can come in handy. Again, it's something that the operating system does, but you can have one utility to look through all of it. Now, disk cleanup, we have another tool for disk cleanup. So that's what I want to show you here. If you know you have a lot of information on your computer, or if you're running out of space, you can open Windows Stat. You can see I have a CD mounted there, but we want the C drive here. 31 gigs installed. A lot of it is free. It's a fairly fresh install. While it's doing that, let's actually go install Bitdefender, because now that the other part of the maintenance is done, we want to do just a full scan, make sure this is all up to date and everything like that. We cleaned up a lot of the internet browser downloaded files and stuff like that, any empty files that were in the registry, fragmentation on the disk drive. It should be operating a little bit faster and smoother. Again, this would be considered quarterly maintenance. The antivirus scans can obviously be done much more often than that, and probably should be. We're going to let it do a scan during the install. There's no harm in that. For the sake of the video here, we're going to jump in and do a little bit of the Windows updates and get them started for now. I know this machine doesn't have any updates, and for the most part, a lot of your machines will be getting updates probably weekly. But you can at least see going through the process, downloading it, and telling it when to download and things like that. Looks like we'll do that update now. We'll get it started. Again, we do want to wait because it does slow down the machine. It'll be downloading and installing and processing updates. And sometimes it also tries to update while it, reboot while it is trying to do that. And especially if you're doing things like the scan disk or anything like that, you don't want those things running in the meantime. Let's finish installing Bitdefender real quick here. And now you can see the advanced options of update. Now again, because it was a fresh install, it was automatic, but we want to say notify. And in case you have some of these options here, we don't want to update and be sharing all the internet. Okay, Bitdefender seems to be popping up here. I'll wait to let the whole thing show. You can ignore that pop up real quick. Let's just finish with Bitdefender real quick. So as Bitdefender loads up, we can get rid of the sign-in. We're not going to be signing in. We're using the free one. You can see that it's updating right here. And yeah, so if you have cloud on and you're not using it, you can right-click and go to Settings, and then turn off the OneDrive on it so it won't automatically start up, and you can just exit out of it. And that way we can get that out of there. So here we go. It is updating over here. The other window is not popping up to sign in. We're just going to want to right click, and you can see you can do a full system scan. That's what I mean about it, a little bit easier to understand. Now it looks like it's scanning already, but again, a new on-demand task is added. It seems like it's updating. Looks like it's scanning. Okay, back to the updates. Updates from more than one place. We want to make sure that we are not sharing to PCs on the internet. We don't want to be wasting our internet bandwidth. But sharing to local PCs, if you are not connected to an Active Directory, you might want to definitely select these settings yourself. More than likely, the Active Directory will set some of these settings for you, and it will be sharing your updates. And then, as you can see, it's getting some updates now. More than likely, it'll choose to automatically reboot. And you can see WinDirstat has actually finished now. So we'll get some of this out of your way. Not really important what that is. It's a graphical representation of your file system, but a little hard to understand and interpret. So you can see, again, fresh install, only 12 gigabytes of data used, 9.7 gigabytes used in the file system. 5.1 is actually used in the updates that are coming down now. More than likely, I shouldn't have selected the updates to check it because it's going to pause for a little bit here, a couple seconds. All right, there we go. So now it opened back up. It's a little slow again. And now we can close down some of these. You can see where your space is taken up. More than likely it'll be the users file here. Just make some space there for you. Okay, with those tools installed and used, we can now remove them. For the most part, I don't leave Glary's Utilities and WinDirstat installed. They will get updates like everything else, and they just add more complexity to the system. Glary's Utilities launches upon startup unless selected to do otherwise, so we can go into the remove programs and just remove them right here. After you finish installing the Windows updates and everything, the machine should be properly serviced unless there's other issues that turn up during this, or this does not address the specific issues that you're having. Thank you very much.